The Rover, brilliant, but it is bleak and it is brutal.
I mean, I'm talking to everyone and they're all saying how bleak it is, but I mean, my part in my head, you know, he's had such a terrible life before the story starts, but this is actually the happiest moment he's had.
He has had a terrible life.
And to me, it's just sort of a little road trip with a new friend.
And this film couldn't be more different from Twilight, of course.
Yeah, you couldn't really be more different, yeah.
I mean, at any point, did you yourself see where Twilight was going in terms of what it would do for you?
No, I still don't really know what it's done for me, to be honest. I mean, I think I kind of, I got a little bit detached as it started really exploding, because I didn't want to go crazy, and so I was more of a spectator to the whole situation.
And how did you stop yourself from going crazy, as you put it?
I just thought the surreality of the whole situation. I mean, I didn't even really set out to be an actor, and I didn't even do drama GCSE. Like, I mean, it's like, in fact, my drama teacher told me not to do it.
You're managing about it. It's going okay.
So it just seemed like, yeah, the craziest thing in the world.
There's not a great deal of sympathy for film stars, I suppose, who are hounded, presumably living through it. Quite tricky at times.
Yeah, I mean, but everyone's got kind of lame aspects of their life. I mean, but what I've realised over the last few years, because if you complain about something, the vitriol which you get back from it when they're like, "How dare you complain about something?" I think what people don't get is like, I think actors will say something in an interview when they're just basically like bitching and moaning about, like, in the same way you bitch and moan about any job, but you don't really realise, I think a lot of the time people don't realise they're actually doing an interview.
But it sounds as if it's quite difficult even, you to find somewhere to live where you weren't hounded.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the annoying things about that, because you can't really live in London because people stay outside your door. There aren't really gated communities in London, which has made my life like profoundly different in LA. Like, when I had people waiting outside my house, I was losing my mind.
What is that feeling like at that moment? You're sitting in your own home.
Yeah, you're in prison, and it's kind of it's great because it's like you have like 5 cars of people outside your house, and they're literally 24 hours a day. It's crazy. And you're so helpless to it as well. And I think also just being like a guy, like, it's just so emasculating, like, the fact that like there's a bunch of guys who can look at you and say and do whatever they want to, and you can't do anything. And like, all you want to do is punch them in the face. and that's what they want.
In what sense? That you mean guys goad you?
Oh yeah, 100%. And like, I mean, that's literally the only thing they want. And it's stalkers with cameras, and they're saying, "Oh, I'm not a stalker, I'm a paparazzi." It's like, oh, that makes a massive difference. I don't go out anywhere where I can get photographed anymore.
Well, I mean, that must be incredibly limiting.
It is, but it's the anxiety you get rid of, not looking over your shoulder all the time. It's just, I'm so much more calm than I was like 2 years ago.
Isn't that still a bit like being in prison then? Yeah,
but it's a prison of your choosing. And everyone's got some kind of prison. And like, it's much, I like my prison to be the one I've decorated.
I mean, it's interesting looking at the film, because it's filmed in the outback, miles from everywhere. You're living in a shipping container surrounded by flies. I mean, it sounds hell, but you quite liked it.
Yeah, it was amazing. Having anonymity, it's very difficult to realise how valuable anonymity is. I mean, just walking down the street and not worrying about stuff is so unbelievably important. And it doesn't matter about anything else. You don't need anything else.
Although you say you still haven't found your feet as an actor, when do you think that point comes? Does it ever come?
I mean, hopefully never. I mean, I like being terrified before every job. I'm starting another job in a month and a half or something. I have no idea how to act. It's just, you're starting from scratch every time. It keeps it exciting.
Robert Pattinson on the pressures of fame.